In 2024, if you're wanting to start a photography business, what equipment do you actually need? In this video, we're gonna look at what you actually need and what is not necessarily needed, and then what people will try and tell you need, but you definitely don't when you're starting out. So to begin with, probably the biggest main thing that you need to own to be able to run a photography business is a camera. Now, you don't have to go out and spend an absolute fortune on the newest, latest camera. However, you do need one which is going to give you a professional look and one that you feel confident in using. Because if you don't feel confident with the camera in hand, that is then going to directly translate to the client and they're going to be like, we're not hiring this person again, or they might not even pay you for the work that you are going to do for them. So you need to purchase yourself a camera. Like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can find a second-hand one that is in good condition, use that, get comfortable with it, know it inside out, and then from there, down the line, a few years or a few months, however well your business goes, you can then look to upgrade your camera even more. This one, I think when I bought it back in 2019, the Sony a6000 cost me around £400 at the time. Now, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it was what I learned photography on, and now I took it with me on a wedding that I did not too long ago, and I was really happy with the outcome of it. It was the B camera for the wedding, but it did the job for the day. So once you've got a camera body, and it might come with a kit lens, I would recommend buying some extra lenses. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to take a wider variety of shots. Kit lenses aren't always the best, but as a starting point, they're always a good part. If you have the budget to invest in a slightly more expensive glass, then invest in a slightly more expensive glass. If you don't quite have the budget to do that, then grab yourself a kit lens that will either come with the camera or you can buy them separately. Again, you don't have to get a new lens or anything like that. Plenty of decent second-hand ones on the market, and then second-hand websites which are trusted and offer good luck money back guarantee if something is wrong, and they all have different terms and conditions, so make sure to check that out when you are purchasing. Third on the list, I would say, are batteries, because you only normally ever get one with the camera, and one battery normally for most shoots won't be enough. So a few spares will cover you in case that battery goes flat, then you've got another one to put in, because if you have a camera without the battery in it, it's not going to work. So you're not actually going to be able to fulfill that shoot, and they're not going to hire you again because you look very unprofessional. You don't have to go out and buy like the batteries for the brand, you can buy third-party ones. If you do that, you then normally get a charging point with it as well. So this is a great way that if there's an outlet source at the gig that you're doing, you can keep the batteries either on charge, or as soon as one dies, you can then chuck it in the charging port, have that charging on the go, and then you can swap that back in once the one you've swapped in runs out or whatnot. So it's always handy to have a charging port and spare batteries on every shoot. So up next is SD cards. This is where all your photos get stored on when you're doing a shoot. So if you only have one SD card, if that runs out, you're either then going to have to go through all the pictures being like, oh yeah, like that one, don't like that one, manually deleting. Whereas if you just have spare SD cards that you can just throw in your camera, all of that process of having to pause the shoot, go through everything, can be taken away, and you can do that at a later date when you're culling the photos on your computer or whatever device you cull your photos and you edit your photos on. Owning multiple SD cards isn't a problem. It is something that over the years you're probably going to accumulate a load of SD cards anyway, so starting to bank them now isn't necessarily a bad thing. Next is a camera bag. So this isn't an essential, but it's something that I would say would be handy, because you don't just want to be carrying your camera on its own to the shoot. You might damage your camera on the way, so if you have to brake fastly in the car, you then might lose your camera, and if it breaks, you cannot fulfill the job. So if the client's paid you already, you will have to reimburse that payment or pay that client back, which isn't good because you'll need the money because you've invested in a camera, and also it won't be good for your reputation. Also, it makes carrying your camera to a shoot super easy. Like, you can put it in its bag, carry it how it is, and then voila, you're at the shoot. It's all in one place, and you know for a peace of mind that, oh, hang on, I haven't forgotten something, or what if I don't have that? If you pack it properly before you go, it'll be in there, unless someone's gone in it. So yeah, you don't have to go crazy buying a little camera bag or a bigger camera bag for your first few shoots. Just whatever you feel comfortable that is going to protect your camera, that is all you need. Moving on to our next item. This is mainly more for post-production or post-shoot, and that is a good quality computer or Mac. Now, you don't have to, again, spend a fortune on the latest Mac that has just been released, or the latest MacBook, or the latest Dell, or whatever. I don't use PC, so I don't know. But you need to work with one which can keep up with the speed of your camera. So the newer cameras have larger file formats, and if your computer is much older and not fully up to date, it will then mean it can't keep up with the speed that you're wanting to cull through the photos, the speed that you're wanting to edit the photos at, which you're then having to export the photos, then upload them to wherever you're going to share to your client. So it can be a very long process if the computer that we're using isn't adequate for the job. So you've got to make sure that you've got a computer that is fast enough, that has enough storage for the work that you're doing, and one, again, that you are comfortable in using, because there's nothing worse than not knowing what you're doing, trying to figure out how to use the computer, figure out how you're going to send everything, and it just becomes a bit of a mess. So if you're looking for recommendations, I would recommend Apple Mac or MacBooks. That's just something I've used for a long time, but if you're a Windows user, you can also use whatever Windows software you like, just making sure that it is up to date and that it is able to handle the workload that you are put into it. Now, sticking with that post-shoot theme and idea, you need an editing software as well. Now, there's plenty of free photo editors out there that you can go and have a Google. However, a lot of them, to utilize the full abilities of that software, you do need to pay for it. So the two paid options that I've used and I would recommend are Adobe Photoshop and then Affinity Photo. Now, with Affinity Photo, there is actually currently a 6-month free trial on it going, so you can trial it for 6 months for free to see if you like it. I really like it, and I find it really easy to use as someone who's not edited many photos before this 2024, but yeah, I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to keep it after the 6 months. Now, I've also used Photoshop and Lightroom. The caveat with that is it's slightly more expensive, and you can either pay for it yearly as a subscription or monthly for a subscription. So if it is in your budget, go with that. If it is not, try Affinity Photo, see if you like it. Once that 6 months is up, you can then pay a lifetime access fee, or there's other payment methods, but yeah. I'll link both Adobe and Affinity Photo below so you can go check it out for yourselves and you can see which one you think would be best for you. It's not sponsored, it's not anything like that, I'm just trying to help you lot out. And finally, the last thing you need to complete the setup of your business is a way of sending your clients the photos. Now, I use Pixieset, and that's just from doing some research on how to share large amounts of files to clients and then watching a load of YouTube videos, and Pixieset seemed to be the best. I gave it a trial and I'm now subscribed to that. So I can upload a client's gallery, they can download either the gallery or individual pictures. I can limit how many pictures they download, to say if it's a wedding shoot and the package they've purchased only comes with like 70 edited pictures, they can then only download 70 edited pictures, and if they want more, they can purchase that at an additional cost, which is a savior to me and my business, because it means that I'm not then sending someone photos, they're only paying for X amount, but they're receiving Y amount, which is more than what they're paying me for. So if they want the extra, they can pay for the extra sort of thing. Pixieset also allows you to create a website, and I can use pictures from the galleries that I've sent to the clients already, with the client's permissions, of course, in my portfolio on my website. So it saves me then having to scroll through all my files to try and find where enough I've put these photos from a shoot. They're now there on the website already because I can take them from the gallery and pop them straight onto the website. So that saves a massive amount of time in editing the website and editing everything. So again, I've linked Pixieset below. If you want to go check it out, check it out. It's not an ad, it's not anything, just I'm helping you lot out. So yeah, I'm not sure how many things I actually told you need. I lost count, I'll put it on screen somewhere. But yeah, you don't need hundreds of bits of kit to get started as a business. People are going to hire you off of your portfolio or hire you off of the word of mouth and the reviews from people. So with your equipment, if you're fully tuned in with it and you're at one with your camera and you produce quality, people will either return to you or they will recommend you to other clients, other people, other businesses. So that is how you actually build your business. And it's the same in any business you run. Client referrals are the easiest way to get new clients, because if someone, say one of my friends, needs a wedding photographer and they know that I can do the job, they're then going to automatically go to me because they know that I can do the job. Whereas if they were then to go onto Google, there's millions and thousands and millions of people out there that could do the same thing, but they know me, they want to help me out, so it works better that way. So yeah, starting a photography business does not need to be expensive. As long as your kit can hold up to the demand that you are requiring from it, you will be all fine. So I hope you enjoyed the video of me explaining what I believe you need to own to start a photography business in 2024. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. Until next time, peace out, go out, take some pictures and enjoy yourself while you do it.